Hello, everybody. Okay, so I want to dive right in. So yesterday I was talking about how I had some cool news with Neeto, and that's the software suite, the software developer software company that makes a shit ton of incredible products. So I've been using their stuff. Between yesterday and today, I've spent 2 straight hours, 3 hours, I don't know. Guns a blazing out with this episode, dude. Jeez. Spent about 2 to 3 hours transferring all my forms from Google Forms to NeetoForm. And it was fairly straightforward. I just put Google Forms on one side of the screen and then put NeetoForms on the other side of the screen. Copy, paste, adjust, tweak, etc. So got that done. Everything's now officially switched over to Neeto because if you don't know about them, you need to know about them. So go check out episode 342. I talk about Neeto, what they are, their pricing philosophy, why everything's free, why they're a great service, etc. So go check them out, or go check that episode out. So with that being said, I've got some more information regarding Neeto, and it's very cool. Makes you feel like a hot shot talking to a big old CEO. So I'm talking to, it's interesting because on the email, his name's Andy, but let's see if I can find so it says Andy, but his name is, I think it's Niraj. I hope I got that right. Let me find this real quick. I want to make sure I get this right. Sorry, hold on. Where is it? Yeah, Niraj Singh. I think that's how you pronounce the name. I apologize if not, if you're listening. But, so I was talking with him. So how it all started, he's the CEO of the whole company, which is cool. So how it all started was I just started using the products. I get an email and it says, "Hi Bryson, thank you for using Neeto Record. I would like to know the one thing you find most frustrating with Neeto Record. I built Neeto Record and I will work on fixing the issues. Please reply to this email with your feedback. Thanks, Andy." And I said, "Hey, Andy, honestly, I can't believe I haven't come across this suite of software sooner. I'm such a picky, hardcore stickler when it comes to software functionality and practical usage. I haven't used them enough to give them any sort of helpful feedback, but the first impression has me blown away, especially when you consider you charge $0. Unbelievable for how smooth the products are so far. I have a podcast with not many listeners, but I dedicated an entire episode to Neeto. I hope it helps you get some more eyes toward your product." So that's episode 342. Also, the fact that you sent an email asking for feedback says a lot. No wonder you've been so successful with your products. Anyway, to answer your question, it would be awesome if we could change the site. And I just went on to explain some of the things that I wanted. So, fuck it, I'm going to read it because I like that stuff. So, it would be awesome if we could change the size and shape of the webcam circle in Neeto Record, as well as set our own default positions when doing multiple recordings. It would also be awesome if we could press some sort of keyboard shortcut mid-recording that marks an audio file post-recording editor, for example, a hot pink marker to easily find the spot in recording you want to make edits to in post-edit. A NeetoForm, when deleting questions, it would be nicer if it was a one-click delete with option undo rather than 2 or 3 pop-ups, but nothing huge here. With Neeto Calendar, I was curious what it was. The only thing I can think of there is the ability for bi-weekly schedules for advanced availability, every 2 or every 3 weeks, once a month, on next day, etc. For example, every other Friday, my availability changes from 4 to 8 p.m. to 6 to 8 p.m. 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. is 10 hours. I'm missing out on those days. Maybe that's an option I haven't dived in, whatever. Anyway, thanks for the email and the products. My circle is small, but I've told everyone about Neeto. It's so awesome what you're doing. Thanks again. So that was the email I sent back. And then he sends back, First of all, thank you for mentioning Neeto in your podcast. If you could send me the link to your podcast, then that would be awesome. Thanks for all the feedbacks. I would discuss all those items with our engineers in coming days and weeks. In the meantime, to better understand your requirements, if you could jump on a 15-minute call, that would be awesome. Here's the link. Looking forward to it. So he sent me a link to book a call. I didn't do that. Well, I did, but not yet. This is October 2nd, by the way, so 2 days ago. I said, here it is, episode 342. So I told some coworkers about it today as well. She's a lifetime user of Square, So no luck in converting her over, but at least she's aware. And if there's any coworkers listening, fale. All right, and then he responded, OMG, what a fantastic delivery. You are so good at producing engaging content. After watching the Neeto episode, he said watching, which is interesting. I ended up watching other episodes about you. Thank you so much for the shout out to Neeto. Love it. Can you send me your LinkedIn or Twitter profile so that I can write a bit about this episode and give you a shout out to you? In this way, my audience will get to know you more. So first of all, holy fuck, right? So I say, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I have neither LinkedIn nor Twitter/X. I have Instagram and Facebook, and that's about it. Either way, it's at BRQUSE. Thanks again. Got it. If you don't have a website, this is what he said, dude. Can't believe this. Got it. If you don't have a website, then you can use Neeto Site. It's a Neeto version of a website. It will be released in a month to build your website. Heck, we will build one for you when it's released. You need a place to list all your podcasts, etc. Cheers. And I was like, wow, awesome. I'm in the works of joining a mastermind for online fitness business sales and marketing with over 1,000 people in there, mostly everyone using the typical Calendly, Google Forms, Typeform, Loom, etc. I bet I could post about the software and hopefully get some new users. I just absolutely love what you're doing. I'm so over technical when it comes to software because I don't believe they're created with a human being on the other side in mind. I used to be a FedEx driver, and the main software we used was called GroundCloud. Maybe not up your alley, but something to look into. It worked great, and it did the job. However, it was 1,000% designed by a team who had never been a driver before. Buttons were in weird spots, too many animations for the quickness for the job, not even practical usages, etc. Anyway, I say all this to say I love the products, and even more so now due to the freshly reach out. I think I meant to say friendly, god damn it. Freshly reach out from yourself. It says a lot about your company and why you've seen the success you have. Very happy to have found Neeto. By the way, I found Neeto off of, I believe, your Reddit reply to someone talking about Loom alternatives. He says, wow, this sounds like a good opportunity for you. Good luck with that deal. Appreciate your vote of confidence on Neeto. I live in Miami. If you're ever in the area, then please let me know. And let's have an intro call sometime. I like you and your style of storytelling. I told my wife about you, and she listened to some of your episodes too. Here's a link to schedule a call. Same link. On the topic of Reddit, a few weeks ago, I wrote something in Rage, and it got some attention. Check it out. And he sent me a link to a Reddit post of him talking about, it was pretty much just a big rant, a big old Rage post of him talking about, I guess you could say, complaining in a way about the other companies out there doing what they're doing, complaining about this, doing whatever. And he's saying, fuck all that, pick something, stick to it, do the right thing. Let me see if I can, you know what? I'm going to read something real quick. So he titles it, he says, fuck founder mode, work in fuck off mode. So he says, fuck SEO. If you need a formula to be found, maybe you're not that interesting. Fuck changing the world. I can't figure out why my new vacuum cleaner needs to connect to my Wi-Fi. Dude, it's so funny. Fuck user onboarding. If they can't figure it out, you're fucked anyways. And anyway, he goes on to say a lot of these things, and then there's a good post written here. I would say about 4 to 5 document pages worth. And to be honest, I didn't read every single line. It is quite a post, but I definitely read, I don't know, maybe 70%. But he's talking about, let's see, fuck contact us for pricing. Your pricing probably is like my ex, complicated and unpredictable. Fuck that. Fuck listening to podcasts for ideas. You're just procrastinating at this point. Fuck getting users before you build anything. Why? So you can disappoint them sooner. So anyway, that's I share all of that to literally just document what the fuck happened in the email. Where did it go? Oh, so yeah, we're going back and forth. And then I get another email after this without me responding. It was looks like it was about 2 hours later. He says, I tweeted about your podcast. Again, thank you so much. So I clicked the link that he sent me, and on their official post on Neeto Cal, he says, hold the phone, stop the train, and blow the bugle. Bryson just stumbled onto Neeto, and now he's obsessed. So obsessed, he made an entire podcast episode about it. In his world, it's all Neeto this, Neeto that, and Neeto forever. He just started with Neeto Record, which basically blew his mind, and then he just couldn't stop. He went down the Neeto rabbit hole trying out every product. Check out the podcast. He posted a link to the podcast. I just realized this, dude. It's got 5 reposts and 4 likes, 142 views. And when I looked at the holy fuck, that's interesting, man, because today's the highest day of highest listens I've had ever. There's one day where I got 160, but that was all from one person, and they didn't listen to every, I don't know, man. It was from one person, and I don't know how much I consider that. I mean, it's 160. No, I don't know. I just don't believe somebody listened to 160 episodes of mine. In my mind, it was just an autoplay. They left the room, came back, whatever. That's what I think. Holy shit! What the fuck is this, guys? I'm finding this out live right now. Look at this. I guess not. Look, listen. Holy shit! A lot of people listen to this, dude. Holy shit. That's cool, man. So I'm looking at the analytics here. United States, we got 55 listens. From India, we have 15. That just happens to be where he's from, where the team's from, and I guess perhaps where a lot of his followers are from, or I guess Neeto Cal. Got some from Russia, New Zealand, and the Netherlands. I don't think I've ever had the Netherlands listen. So if you're from over there and you're listening, welcome to the 20-year documentation of a man who desires more. But anyway, the reason why I'm diving into this is because the Neeto episode has 19 downloads. I don't see those numbers. I see between 8 to 12. If I go above 12, something happened. A couple more people liked it. I don't know. But let's go to the episodes here. So I'm going to go to all-time downloads. Where do I do that? All-time downloads. Every episode, all-time. The Neeto episode is the second most listened to episode of all time. So my first ever podcast, episode 1, Just Start Part 1, has 31 downloads. Neeto, episode 342, has 29. When I shared the link to him, it had 12. So that's right there, 17 people. I got 17 views from him sharing my content. That's fucking cool, man. And if anybody from that link is listening, I just want to say thanks and welcome to the fucking show. I'm very humbled. That's so cool. I'm looking at the numbers and I'm sitting here like, holy shit, it's kind of like the first, I don't know, big thing for this show. I mean, I haven't done anything. The only thing I've done is record every day, and I will for the next 19 years. So pretty cool way to come to an end for year 1. I've got 2 weeks left of year 1 on this show, and then it's officially year 1 is done of the first 20, just like that. So yeah, I just saw that. So yeah, and then today was, let me go back. I messed up. So today was the highest listened to. Let's see. God damn it, dude. This thing, last 30 days. Yeah, so I've never had a day of higher than, I don't know how much, but 37 is now the record. And I'd have to assume it's from him sharing my stuff because we got 14 downloads today from the Neeto shout out on the Neeto podcast. And we got 6 listens from the Holy Shit moment today. And then we have 2 listens for the I have 11 credit cards and I'm joining a mastermind again and credit cards don't matter. And then all the rest of these episodes have 1. So we have 348, 66, 99, 100, 12, 338, 339, 346, 346B, 345, 344, 343, 341, 340, 347. Now here's another observation. So these episodes that were listened to, well, actually, nope, that's not true. I was going to say that these are the shows linked in the bio or in the description of the valuable shows, because that's the only reason why episode 100 would be listened to. I don't know, I could be wrong, but either way, to summarize everything I just said, had a nice conversation, productive conversation with the CEO of Neeto, and that's fucking cool. Looked into that. Apparently he's been on a few other podcasts, was listening to him. Sounds cool. Like everything he's working on, it sounds awesome. And to think that I stumbled across this by accident, now I might have some kind of networking. I might have just made my first connection as far as networking goes, guys. So get your I don't know what you call the shits. I don't know. Just mark this down as the first ever, maybe networking gig I've gotten in my pursuit of business and everything like that. And it's from some guy who made a software that I absolutely love. And it's so cool because if anybody's listening to these in chronological order, you'll know within the last 60 to 90 episodes, which I wish it was so much less, how much I just bitch about softwares and how much they suck and how much better they could be. And if I knew how to code, bro, I'd be a quadrillionaire with making everything that it's in my mind come to real life. Of course I say that, but coding is no joke. So props to anybody who does that. Props to Neeto people who do this stuff, man. That's so cool. They obviously get it. So yeah. And they're free. I can't wrap my head around that. So very cool. So that's what happened. That's what happened yesterday with the whole emailing back and forth. And I'd like to think that once I join another mastermind, I'll post in the group. I'll say, hey, I'm using these softwares. It's a free alternative to what everybody else is using. Use them if you want, don't if you don't want to, it's all good. But hopefully I can get them some more exposure and get them more eyes on their software because dude, it's so cool. I need to go to their website again and read you guys this. It's just so cool. So shout out to Neeto once again. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know how to get there. Hold on. Neeto pricing philosophy. Hello there. Software pricing is getting out of hand. With that belief, I want to discuss two things: luxury prices and cutting the middleman. So it's a little bit of a read here, but the headlines are commodity software charging luxury prices. Growing Neeto with the support of users. Let's see. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you see the cost of software is getting just ridiculous. You start with the freemium plan, and before you know it, you're forced to upgrade to a more expensive tier, and suddenly you're paying a lot more than you expected. Now, if the software is truly complex, I get that it'll come with a high price tag, but what baffles me is that even when there are several competitors in the market, the prices aren't dropping. Take scheduling software as an example. By the time I launched Neeto, it had 30 competitors. Which, guys, think about that. 30 competitors, 30 other software companies doing the same thing you're doing. 30. It's crazy. When you have 30 players in the market and all of them can do the same job, you're in the commodity business. Typically, commodities are priced low, but that's not what's happening here. What I'm seeing is commodity software being priced like it's a luxury alarm. Like it's a luxury item. Neeto, along with the other products we're creating under Neeto, was developed to counter this trend where commodity software companies feel justified in charging luxury prices. So it goes on to say, keep on going down. It says, my marketing strategy is simple. Offer Neeto products at low prices in exchange for organic customer-led growth. All business books say that competing on price is a bad idea. Well, the way I see it, competing on price is a core tenet of capitalism. How can you go wrong by competing on price? I guess we'll find out. Hope you enjoy using Neeto products. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach me at, and then his email. Neeraj Singh, founder and CEO. Fucking cool, man. And I fully support that. And what's cool is if you go to the products, we'll go to the Neeto. No, actually, what we talked about, we'll go to NeetoForm. You go to pricing, and then it has 100% of NeetoForms features are available to all users for free and without limits. Here's the list of all the features included in the free plan. And then it's got a whole bunch of features. It's crazy. It's a huge ass list. And you go down to the very, very bottom and it says switch to the pro plan at $5 a form per month. And that is to remove the branding, and that's it. So if I'm being 100% transparent here, why would I pay them $5 when I have everything that they offer for free anyway? I'm only removing the branding. Well, why would I pay money to do that when it's already free and I get everything? So I'm just donating at this point. And it's like that's what I would assume people would think. But I think what this guy knows that a lot of people don't know is the reverse psychology of this. So he's advertising and has made all these wonderful products. He's like, here you go, they're free. And if you want to pay $5 a month to support the whole pricing philosophy, to support the Neeto movement, to support what we have going on, then go ahead, it's $5. And I think more people will turn on to that than anything else. And before someone calls me out, it's like, are you doing it? Right now, I'm not. I'm trying to get my shit in order. But absolutely, because I believe in this shit. This is fucking awesome. So switch to the pro plan for $5 a form per month. So, I mean, shit, dude, you have 10 forms, $50 a month. $50 a month to support this? Absolutely, dude. I only have 2 forms, but anyway. So, I guess they get another episode from me, but I just think that's so cool. What's even cooler is, I mean, I don't know, they're doing their thing, man. They had a great idea for a product, for a software, for a service, for business, company, whatever you want to call it. They made it happen. They pushed it out there. He did his part. He posted online. I found it. Here we are. And as a result, maybe he's making me a website, or his team is. I don't know. I would be grateful for anything, but absolutely none unnecessary. I love the products already. So, and then he gave me a repost, and as a result, now we have a call scheduled, and who knows what'll happen there. I'm probably just going to talk about the show, or excuse me, the forms and what I'm using. And then I wrote a list of things that could improve, I think could improve the software a little bit. I mean, this shit's already so great, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Got 13 things that I think could be improved. So, dude, if I knew how to code, oh man, I would be a couch potato. I'd be 300 pounds overweight, and I wouldn't ever move because I would just be glued to making this shit happen. Probably not, but whatever. So that's that. That's I thought this wasn't recording. So that's that. So that's the whole Neeto thing. That's the whole email thing that I want to talk about yesterday. I think it's cool, man. It's just episodes like this they'll be cool to look back on, because like I said, so I guess we have new listeners from the Neeto shout out. So if that is you, again, welcome. But this show is a documentation. It's just me every single day talking about my wins, losses, decision-making, thought process, everything in regards to business, how I'm going about navigating that, making money, changing people's lives, practicing discipline, raising my own standards, trying to inspire other people to do the same every day for 20 years. So the 20-year anniversary episode will be 7,305, and I think that'll be on October 19th, 2043, I think. So if anybody wants to stick around for the next 19 years, here I am. So this podcast is associated with my business documentation Instagram account, which is BRQUSE, and then the fitness business page, which is how I plan to kind of get my foot in the door with business and all the entrepreneur stuff. That is Bryson.sessions. So it's just my name with a period in between. BRYSON.sessions on Instagram. If you want to catch up with me there, if you have any interest in fitness, nutrition, you want to be better, you want to raise your standards, you want to get jacked, you want to get lean, you want to lose some fat, you want to build some muscle, raise your standards, get more discipline, all that stuff, you can find me there and I'll show you how. So there's a little plug for my stuff. I don't do that very often. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and summarize, or I'm going to go ahead and move on from Neeto for now. I'm going to talk about a few other things, but that's the Neeto part, Neeto segment. Very cool stuff. And also, thank you so much if you're listening, Niraj, for the shout out, because it got me my highest listened to day to date, which is 37 listeners, 37 streams in one day. And I think I can check that. Yep. So we had 22 unique people listen to the show yesterday. So cool, man. Okay, so that's that. So segueing into what I'm doing now. So I got all the stuff switched over from Google Forms to NeetoForms. And right now, I'm really just executing nonstop. I'm not thinking about trying to make things perfect. I gotta pause and blow my nose. This is ridiculous. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. I don't think that helped, but whatever. So I've just been going without giving myself time to think about if it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea, how long it's going to take. And I just have gotten so much done today. So I switched over all the forms from Google Forms to Neeto, which was a big chunk of time. I got it all done. I linked up all the spreadsheets, so now everything's working. All the forms, all the responses go into one spot, and then I have that linked to a separate sheet, and then I use certain formulas to populate only the data from certain people's email addresses. So if bob@gmail.com sends in the daily check-in form, and then john@gmail.com sends it in, it filters the data that way so that I can see each individual person's score for their daily compliance. And that's how I'm kind of tracking progress. It's a 90-second check-in form, and it used to be 30-second, but I've added a lot, so it's a little bit longer. But let me see something. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's got 14 questions. You don't have to type a single thing. It's all multiple choice, drop down. That's it. It's made that way so that people can adhere to it easier, because I just want to make everything as easy as possible to stick to it and to remain consistent with. So that's the entire thought process with that. So I made all that. It's all nice and ready to go. All the spreadsheets are linked so that like I said, when somebody submits a form, their stuff goes into a separate sheet, and I can see what their responses are. So that way I go in there, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So that way I go in there and I can see, okay, so based on these answers, they got a score of this out of this score. That means that they're, oh shit, did I not do that? Nope. That means that they scored a 87%, and then I put that score on their weekly check-in form. Where is it at? Their workout program, workouts, numbers, measurements. Where the hell is it? Oh, check-in progress. So I compare that. So I put the percentage and their weight, their average weight of the last week, into their weekly progress form. This weekly progress form, I will then use Neeto Record to go over with them. So they they complete the weekly check-in form, which I have to do that still. And then they get a form. It has their name, day 1 date, day 1 weight, and then today's date, and then today's weight, which is average. So I look on the software that I have. It's called EverFit. And I look at their average weight for the last 7 days. I input it there. And then next to that is their goal weight. And this is what all they see. So they get the document sent to them. They also get the video of me going over the document with them. So on the left, it's got their updated macros and as of the date of recording. So when I record this, I'm going to put in their new macros. And then below that, it shows them how many meals they need to eat per day in order to get, or with the macros, with the protein, carbs, and fats evenly distributed across the however many meals they want to eat. So it's got that. And then next to it, we've got the stats and projections. So their height, their weight, their age, and their activity level. And then some estimations on their basal metabolic rate and their total daily energy expenditure. And then based on these numbers, the approximate pounds lost per week on average that these numbers project. And if so, then on the right, it says in 6 months, they will lose this many pounds. And it's just a visual because it can help somebody really stick to it if they know that, oh, if I just do this, then by the time I can go on my trip in July, I'll be 20 pounds lighter. And then below that, it says it's got 26 weeks projected of approximations on results depending, and I spelled depending wrong, dude, hold on. Depending on the percentage of adherence. So it's got 100% adherence and the results you can expect from that, which is 100% of the difference of the BMR and TDEE. So that's just exactly what the number is. And then we have a 60%, a 20%, and a 5%. All of these, you're making progress. So any of these, you're headed in the right direction. However, if you're only sticking to the plan 5% of the time, which is still making progress, very fucking slow, but if that's what you're doing, in 26 weeks, starting from 181 pounds, you can expect to be at 179.7 pounds. Very, very shitty progress. Or you can follow the plan 100%, which just follow what's on the plan. And you can expect to lose, based on these 26 weeks, 26 pounds, roughly. And then what I'm trying to get at here, so we've arrived, here we go, is the weekly progress. So we have end of week 1 and the daily percentage. And that percentage is what I was talking about earlier. I grabbed the number from the form, which is all calculated and set up now. So I'll click on that. I'm like, okay, it looks like they scored an 83%. Come back over, type in 83%, okay? And then I go over to the workout software, grab their weight, put it in here. And by the way, all this takes about 22 seconds. Put it in there, and that way I can see, and they can see, at the end of week 1, their daily average percentage was whatever percent, and their weight was whatever. So as they go out through the program, maybe they're 6 weeks in, I can see some trending data here. So I can see when their daily percentage is above, say, 90, seems like that's when they make the most progress. And now these questions on the daily form, they're all for nutrition, fitness, health, sleep, water, stuff like that. But there's also 4 questions on there relating to the mental toughness tasks. So I've talked about this numerous times, but they are what I call the oath, the purge, the crucible, and the rigor. And it is pretty much abstaining from something for 30 days, adhering to something for 30 days, doing one thing that's fucking hard as shit for you personally for 30 days, and then finding one small microscopic detail that you can improve or notice or help out with or whatever in your day. So you do each of these are their own categories for 30 days straight. I took this idea from the 75 Hard program because that program changed my entire life, and it's the core principles behind it that were able to get me to transform the way that I did. So I took some inspiration from the program and Andy Frisella, implemented them into my own program, and as a result, you can actually earn medals and badges, patches. I haven't figured out which one of those I'll go with. And I'm designing the emblems as we speak. It's just the lowest priority at the moment, but it's the thing that I enjoy most. So what a conflict. I love graphic design and trying to make my ideas come to life as far as the art aspect goes, and making something that I think is badass and something that I'd want to be, something that I'd want to represent. So I put a lot of time and effort into them, but it's the lowest priority. It's the last of my worries, but it's just the thing that I love the most, which is so ironic. Anyway, I take the percentage, take their weight, put it in here, put the average in there. Boom, they got a nice little thing of data. So it's got a total of 52 weeks on here. The people in the program will probably only sign up for 12. They might renew for another 12, but it's there to serve a kind of a reminder that, you know, if they were to stop early, they'd be giving up on all these other results, and they wouldn't see the program to the end, which is the full year. I mean, there's no end. It's a lifestyle. And if I can get them to understand that, the clients that join the program, then I think I'll be the most successful coach in the entire world. But anyway, below all this, we have the next year in weeks. And as they go on with each week, I just check off a box, just a visual. And then below that, we have medals and award progressions. So we have workouts, nutrition, water check-ins, preparation, and then the purge, oath, crucible, rigor. And these I'm going to check off as they complete them. So they do these things, for 30 days straight, and they reach rank 1. So without missing a single day, without compromising or anything, just 100% commitment, dedication to committing or to getting the thing done, and they earn rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, all the way up to rank 12 because it's a 12-month thing, and there's an emblem and a patch, whatever you want to call it, associated with each. And at the end of the program, or whenever they leave the program, I will physically ship them a medal or a patch or a badge or a Velcro or whatever in accordance with whatever they got. And in the meantime, these accomplishments that they've earned in the program will be displayed next to their testimonial, kind of as a way to, I guess, spark curiosity from people who are looking at the testimonial. So if I post it on social media, or if I post it on a website or whatever, it'll have their before and after, and then below that it'll have awards and progressions or something like that. It'll have all the available emblems that they can earn. Every one that they didn't earn will be grayed out, and every one that they did earn will be full color, and it'll explain kind of what each one is, how they got it. That is also a way of getting the client to want to share that with friends and family, which gives me brand recognition, which also makes them feel badass. It raises their status because they did this thing for 30 days straight with no compromise, and they did it flawlessly and whatever. So that says to everybody how badass they are. It also gives me the recognition as the fitness company, and it's just a win-win. So, I mean, it's just a ultimate win, because if you think about it, like the more people that I get in the program, the more that I can use the Neeto products, the more that I can find practical use to tell other people about it, the more people use the software, the more the Neeto people benefit from it. And they got a company of 120 people. It's the win. It's like 52 factorial win, dude. So anyway, that's the sheet. That's the weekly progress sheet. So I got all that linked. Everything's working. But now that I think about it, there are some things I got to fix. So anyway, that's what I worked on today. And between yesterday and today, I got all this done. Today was actually supposed to be my content creation day because I have not done that this week. So shitty, didn't do that. But the goal, I think it was 3 episodes ago, I talked about how I got to switch my schedule around because the whole entire Friday thing is just not working. Because what I'm doing now is I'm still going to go to bed at a reasonable time. And I say reasonable, meaning aligned with my work schedule. So I need to go to bed at 8 o'clock because if I go to bed at 8, wake up at 4, it's 8 hours of sleep. Seems like I feel the best when I get at least 7.5. It seems to be very consistent for me. So that's what I'm going for. And on every other Thursday night and then every Friday and Saturday night, I don't have to go to sleep at any time because I don't have to wake up at any time because your boy does not work 3 jobs anymore. So I don't work every day anymore. I have weekends and every other Friday off. So pretty cool. So I'm trying to keep my sleep schedule relatively the same. And I'm trying to go to bed at the same time, wake up kind of. Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to go to bed at the same time. And whatever time I wake up, then that's what time I wake up. But it seems like no matter what time I go to bed, I still wake up later. I mean, I'm used to waking up at 4. And when I say later, I mean 7 or 8, 9. So if I go to bed, it's 8:11, October 4th, Friday, 2024. It's 8:11 p.m. If I went to bed right now, I probably wouldn't wake up till 8. That just seems to be what happens without an alarm. So I don't know if I'm severely sleep deprived or if, I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep my sleep schedule the same. Because there's just so many benefits to doing that. So, like I said, 10 episodes ago, I'm just the focus on health and overall well-being is a lot more, looking at that a lot more closely now. So, there's that. But yeah, it was a great day. It was a very productive day. I even did a few small things, like I moved my desk again into, so I don't know how to explain this, but so you walk into my house, you go up the flight of stairs. So from my garage, there's the front door, and then you walk up about 14 stairs. You come up, and then there's a little nook, and then you have like my patio window, and you can go left. There's a laundry room, and you go straight. There's a small bathroom, just the toilet. That's it, and then there's a closet. So I have this little nook area, and it's big enough to put a desk in here, but not big enough to put 2. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how big the area that I'm in is. And it's got a little 5x3 rug. Is it 3? I don't know. 6x4 rug, maybe. And my desk fits on it, and I probably couldn't put anything else over here. But I put all my stuff over here, and I say all my stuff, I just put my desk in my chair here. Instead of in my living room, which I'm looking at right now, because you walk through my kitchen, there's the island, I got 2 stools. The only furniture that I have is this desk, the chair, the two stools, and then my bed. That's it. I don't have a couch, no TV. I've actually never owned my own TV ever in my life, ever before. And for the sake of being able to say that forever, I hope I never own a TV of my own. Because people freak the fuck out when you say you don't own a TV because they say, "Oh, what do you do then?" I fucking work, dude. Okay, anyway, my living room, it's just so empty and it didn't feel, I don't know. I'm just moving stuff around to see. So I moved the desk over here. Right now I'm looking at my thermostat, 75 degrees in here. And I'm actually kind of cold. I'm not bullshitting you. And so that leads me to believe that that's not correct. So great. Got to figure that out. Then I did some other small shit. Like I got I use Bitdefender for for computer security. Got that fixed because it was off for a while. And I was like, how do I log? Whatever. Got that fixed. Sent a couple emails, scheduled some shit on my calendar. Replied to Niraj, got Neeto set up, that's the other thing. So I bought this hinge arm, like the microphone arm that I have. And then it holds my phone for me. And also it attaches, there's a ring light. And I've always been so not in understanding of why a ring light was beneficial. However, the shit fucks, dude. It's nice. Just the lighting that it gives is nice. I also downloaded Zoom because I'm going to have to be using that if I'm going to join any kind of mastermind. I also need Zoom for this call with Neeraj. So downloaded that, was messing around with that, getting that set up, and was actually looking at how I appeared when I had the ring light on. And yeah, it's a nice little setup. So I have 2 arms on my desk, got my laptop. I don't know. I've just got a little bit of a setup here. Got my timer here. It seems like the timer has been a very useful tool for me. I time everything that I do because I'm in the position of, well, it's going to take too long. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do something else. But when in reality, it doesn't take long at all. And I prove that to myself by timing myself do something. And I have a list on my phone of the things that I've been not tracking. I just write down one time how long it takes to do something. So for example, in the morning, getting my hair wet, drying it, combing it, hairspraying it takes 1 minute, 48 seconds. In my mind, I'm like, dude, I don't have 5 minutes to do that shit. Well, guess what, Bryson? It doesn't take 5 minutes. It takes not even 2. I time myself with laundry because I'm like, dude, that's like an hour fucking project. But folding laundry and putting it all away takes 14 minutes, 20 seconds for me. In my mind, though, takes an hour. I'm like, dude, I don't have an hour. We have taking a shower, flossing, using mouthwash, brushing my teeth, doing my hair, getting dressed. In my head, I'm like, dude, doing all that, like at least 45 minutes. Timed myself, and I was actually going slow as fuck. It took me 19 minutes. Let's see. And then in the morning, I fill up my water. So filling up water, setting it up to be refilled takes me 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Anybody listening who's new to the show might think that I'm just weird as fuck, but I don't know what else to say. This works for me, and it's making my life better. So don't know what else to say. And then packing a lunch, in my mind, it's a 10-minute process, but it took me 2 minutes, 8 seconds. And these numbers that I'm saying, these are real. When I say I think it takes me however long, I really think that, And I've talked about, or I haven't tracked it yet, but recording a podcast and writing about it and uploading it, I mean, as long as the show is not 42 minutes like this one, holy shit, then yeah, it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Well, hold on. I think what I actually was meaning to say was the writing and the uploading part, because the recording, that varies, obviously. But anyway, I time myself doing shit because I want to just have proof that it actually does not take that long. This one was crazy for me. So clipping my fingernails, I'm like, dude, that's going to take fucking 10 minutes to do. And that was a little bit, that's going to take me like 6 minutes. Time myself, dude. It's crazy. It took me 1 minute, 12 seconds. Small shit like that. And it's stuff that I just expend mental energy on thinking about over and over and over again. Because like, for example, let's say I needed to clip my fingernails today because they were long as fucking gross, okay? If that were me, that is me, rather than being like, I gotta clip my nails, I'll do it tomorrow. That's a whole next 12 hours of my life that I'm like, I should probably clip them. They're getting kind of long. Oh, shit. Or I can just take the next 1 minute and 12 seconds to just cut the motherfuckers and be done and not have to think about it anymore and save all that energy for something else. Because that shit adds up. If you do a dozen of those things per day, that's a dozen things you don't got to think about anymore. So the things that nag you the most, I think, are the things that you need to get done. I also saw another quote by, I think it was Cody Sanchez. No, it was Layla Hermosi. It's Alex Hermosi's wife. If you have a task or something that takes 5 minutes to do, and you have 5 minutes right now, do that thing. And then there's the other quote, don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. And then there's the success loves speed. And then there's just acting, right? So, I mean, going back to earlier, rather than seeing my desk over there and being like, oh, it's going to be a bitch to move it over here, and I have to move all this, and I have to detach the podcast mic, and then I have to move my chair, and my stools are in the way. I didn't time it, but I know for a fact it took me less than 5 minutes. And if I don't like it here, guess what? I can just move it back over. And then even moving it back upstairs, that took me 9 minutes yesterday. So I'm just, in my mind, I just exaggerate the shit so much. And I think that's proving to be true in other areas of my life. I'm like, oh, dude, it's going to suck and this is going to happen and I'm going to fail and I'm going to look dumb and blah, blah, blah. And actually what happened was not a goddamn thing. And I overthought the whole thing. And anyway. So yeah, guys, that's it. I'm going to end the show. I'm actually going to try to go to sleep here. I'm going to wrap this up, go and get ready for bed, and I'm going to go to bed. So 8:19 p.m., October 4th, 2024. It's Friday. Happy Friday. And yeah, so quick summary. Talked about Neeto a shit ton more. Talked about the CEO, the conversation that we had. Talked about the products. Talked about what I did today. Talked about the spreadsheets and shit, getting stuff linked. One thing I didn't say was, this was the most important thing to say, and of course I missed it, but I'm focusing extra hard on getting all the things done that absolutely need to be done in order for me to launch my program. So these forms, these check-in sheets, and all this stuff, these are going to be the backbone of my entire coaching practice. So these have to be done. Everything else, like the emblems and the making things fancy and getting all the everything else done, all that shit, I'm not a priority, so I'm not going to even think about it now. So I spent all of my energy just worried about the things that have to get done so I can launch a program. Because I'd like to join the mastermind, have all my shit in a row, so that way when I join, I kind of have a head start for myself, and I can start implementing what they teach immediately rather than them being like, okay, so for the first week, I need you to do this, this, and this, and get your program ready, you know? So anyway, yeah, that's a quick summary of the show. I'm feeling good. Today was a good day as far as work goes. Not my 9 to 5 work as in this. And yeah, so anyway, guys, that's the show. Appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.